back with another episode of Pottawatomie County Roots. Hi, I'm Todd Studer. Yep, voice is still a little bit growly, raspy, whatever adjective I can think of. Slowly getting better, just not there quite yet. We have a special guest today that stopped into the studio. His name is Dan Walsh, and Dan is the executive director for an organization called NCS Hope Foundation. Now, this started in Nebraska, but a couple of years ago, they came across the river and started helping folks out in Iowa. And what they do is provide funding for cancer patients that helps with bills that aren't health related, as in keeping the heat on, making the mortgage payment, that kind of thing. And they found that there was a need here as well. They work in conjunction with other organizations, and Dan's going to tell us all about it, about the history of NCS Hope Foundation, and also about a fundraiser that they have coming up at the 1st of March. So Dan Walsh is our guest today on Pottawatomie County Roots. Start your day at Brewed Awakening in Avoca, open Monday through Saturday, always serving something fresh. Enjoy bagels every day, weekly specials that you will not find on the menu, and warm seasonal soups every Tuesday and Wednesday. And then Wednesdays and Thursdays, grab a hot breakfast sandwich and treat yourself to something sweet every Friday. And if you're hosting a meeting or gathering, Brewed Awakening has a private room ready for your group that's free to use if you don't need it all to yourself. Stop in for great coffee, good food, and a friendly hometown atmosphere at Brewed Awakening in Avoca. HR Helix, delivering fractional HR leadership and strategic people solutions for professional firms across our region, including here in Southwest Iowa. Founded by Amy Luckenbill, HR Helix helps growing organizations that have outgrown do-it-yourself HR, but you're not ready for a full-time executive. From compliance and culture to performance and structure, HR Helix turns complex HR challenges into clear, confident action. Their approach is simple, old school smart, next gen savvy. If your business is ready for better systems, stronger teams, and leadership support that fits, visit hrhelix.com. And when emergencies happen, confidence saves lives. Ready Responders 130 provides professional training for individuals, businesses, and community groups, so you know exactly what to do when it matters most. With flexible scheduling, up-to-date information, and dedicated instructors, you get hands-on skills that prepare you for real-world situations. So at work, at home, or out in the community, Ready Responders 130 gives you the tools to act fast and act smart. Be prepared. Be confident. Visit ReadyResponders130.com. Welcoming a new guest into the studios on Willow today. This is Dan Walsh, and he's the executive director for the NCS Hope Foundation. Thank you so much, sir, for coming across. I apologize for the crackliness in my voice. This laryngitis would do that to you. But thrilled that you came over. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Todd. I appreciate being here.
NCS Hope Foundation. Well, I just learned about you guys just recently, and then I realized, or as I was learning, I said, oh, this is a fairly young organization in the grand scheme of things.
Oh, yeah, certainly. So NCS Hope Foundation, NCS stands for Nebraska Cancer Specialists. That's a community oncology practice based in originally Nebraska with clinics across the state. They founded our organization as an independent nonprofit organization about 6 years ago, but the history goes back a little bit further than that. About 20 years ago, some of the staff, the nurses at some of the NCS clinics were noticing their patients were having challenges beyond just the medical challenges. They, were worried not just about their cancer diagnosis, but they're worried about how am I going to pay for all these bills on top of the medical bills I now have? How am I going to pay for gas to go to and from all these appointments I suddenly have and I'm not working? So they identified a need within their patient population, and they generously started a patient giving fund, voluntarily grassroots. They'd all donate money to help folks with their mortgage payment, their rent, their utilities bills that they were worried about, which was impacting their cancer care as well. Folks having to make a decision of, am I going to take all my medication, or I don't have enough money, I'm going to maybe take half as much so it lasts twice as long, and we know that doesn't necessarily help with their treatment. So about 20 years ago, they noticed this need, and they voluntarily just started giving to this fund, which kind of grew and grew until, about 6 years ago, they decided to take it on the road and make it a bigger resource available to the community and started our nonprofit. So we've been around for about 6 years now. We serve individuals and families impacted by cancer across the state of Nebraska and in Council Bluffs. About 2 years ago, NCS partnered with Methodist Jenny Edmondson Clinic to have their clinic here as well. And around that time, we started getting outreach from nurses and social workers in this area saying, "Hey, we're working with patients and they also need help." So we've been serving uh, families impacted by cancer in the Council Bluffs area for about 2 years now. We've helped about 58 patients with nearly $50,000 in financial assistance grants um, over the past 2 years. So our main program is those financial assistance grants, which helps folks, again, with those bills that don't go away, unfortunately, while they're going through treatment. We help with, as I mentioned, mortgage, with rental assistance, with utilities assistance, with gas cards. A lot of folks that we work with drive a considerable distance,
Mhm.
in some cases, multiple times a week for some of their cancer appointments, and that adds up when the fuel costs. So we help with gas cards and some of these other essential expenses. So that's our main program, but really we're about spreading hope, letting people know that they're not alone in this time that's maybe filled with uncertainty, filled with yeah, maybe doubt and just concern about what's going to happen next. So the part we play is sometimes small, but it does have a big impact. It can, keep the lights on while people are going through treatment, keep the heat on in their home, or yeah, make sure that they're housed while they're going through treatment. So we really try to address that financial stress that people experience and really try to kindle some hope.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I'll be honest with you, Dan, that doesn't sound like a small thing to me.
yeah,
Because mentally, we need to be in the right place when we're healing. And if we have a lot of worry and anxiety about some things, that we've had to make a choice to take care of our health. Well, now I don't have the money for the heating bill, or I don't have the money for, like you said, the mortgage. Then just that anxiety and stress can hinder the healing process. So having this as a resource to be able to do this and working in tandem with other organizations, I think is critically important. And you brought up Council Bluffs, but I think you probably spread a little wider than that, because you're talking about patients that come to Council Bluffs, which are all across Western Iowa.
Oh yeah, yeah, certainly. As I mentioned, yeah, a lot of folks are in rural communities. They come to Council Bluffs for their care,
Hmm.
and back and forth. That adds up. We can't do what we do alone. We certainly need to collaborate. We
Yeah,
collaborate with some other great nonprofits, the Methodist Jenny Edmondson Foundation.
yeah,
We're working with a lot of the same patients. Wings of Hope provides a lot of great wraparound services, additional supports for cancer patients. And so the work we do wouldn't be possible without our partners. And I also want to also recognize all the nurses, nurse navigators, social workers,
yeah.
financial advocates at a lot of these different hospitals that identify, patients might need additional support. Maybe, sometimes we work with patients and very generously they say, I don't need help. This person needs more help than me. So, try to help them first. So those nurses and social workers really say, hey, can you help this patient out a little bit? They could really benefit from it. So we try to, yeah,
Right.
work with others to really maximize our impact.
Is that how the connection happens? Is typically, say, a referral through a hospital or through a home care or something like that, or are people applying directly to you?
We actually prefer that referral to come
Yeah,
come through a member of the medical care team. That and part of that is patients when they receive the cancer diagnosis. You mentioned that anxiety of all the paperwork, of all the different contacts, the different appointments. That's hard to keep track of everything, and so chances are that that nurse case manager, that social worker, is already working with them on some other resources. So they connect with us. That is. That patient representative connects with us for that referral. So that's one less thing the patient would have to worry about, of one more person they need to call, one more email that they have to send. So we try to streamline it. We are a small but mighty team. As you mentioned, we're kind of a younger organization. We have a staff of 2 right now, but we really try to
yeah.
maximize our impact. Since we were founded in 2018, we've helped over 14,000 patients and their families with about $1.5 million in financial assistance grants. And that wouldn't be possible without receiving these referrals and these
Right.
contacts from those healthcare team members who are like more intimately aware of what the patient experience is.
Yeah, I'm a believer that when you're on a journey and you're a younger organization, and you've been around a while enough that I don't think you can call it truly young, but still, in the grand scheme of things, we need to take a pause every once in a while and look at our progress and look at where we've been and where we are now. And you're talking about some pretty big numbers
Hmm.
that have been helping some folks in our area. So, yeah, just that is an indication of good things are happening and things are working the way that they're supposed to in the way that they were designed.
Hmm. Yeah, we try to, like I said, we're trying to grow and help as many patients as we can. And sometimes that means we're kind of building the ship as it's sailing,
Of course.
uh, it, and really relying on community members, volunteers, those referral contacts to make that possible. But it is, I think, a really rewarding area to work in. The amount of thank you cards that we get, the outreach from the patients and their family members, thanking us for the impact that we had on their lives, the notes of kindness and gratitude that we get from the social workers, from the nursing team, really reminds us what this is all about. We hear really tough stories, of single parents or just parents that suddenly get this diagnosis and they're dealing with all that stress and maybe not having a lot of places to turn to, and we're helping in some small way to at least we don't have to worry about this bill right now. You don't have to worry about this notice of a shut off or an eviction. We got that taken care of. You can focus on your family and focus on your healing. So we hear a really hard stories, but as I mentioned, we're all about hope. And I think we see that hope a lot in that gratitude that we hear, the thank you notes, and all the stories of those folks who are maybe feeling a little bit more lightness, a little bit less stress as they're going through this really uncertain time in their lives.
In order to be able to help people financially, that means you have to have finances coming in.
Mhm.
And I know donations are a big part of it. And you've got a pretty big fundraiser that is coming up soon that
Mhm.
people can be a part of.
Oh, yeah, thanks for bringing
Yeah.
that up. So, we wouldn't exist without support from the community. As I mentioned, we serve any patient who's impacted by cancer who is receiving treatment in Nebraska or in the Council Bluffs area. So that's regardless of provider. But a lot of those cancer centers, a lot of the hospitals will support us. We have different businesses that might sponsor our events. We have individual donations, but we also do events. And so we do have an event coming up soon on March 1st. We call it For the Hope Foundation. It's a golf tournament slash open play at Top Golf in Omaha. So just across the river. I think it's within 20-minute
Yeah,
drive. Yeah.
everybody knows where Top Golf is. You
Yeah.
can't miss
Yeah. So,
it.
and it's in the, early spring time. So weather's not as predictable for doing an outdoor golf
Yeah.
tournament. Top Golf is great in that it's, has the heating and the shelter, and,
Mhm.
and folks can really just enjoy some time together. And we really want to create an event where folks can enjoy time together playing golf and really supporting a cause. That cause is supporting individuals and families impacted by cancer. So on March 1st, we have our For the Hope Foundation tournament, and would really welcome and appreciate any kind of support from some local businesses that might be interested in sponsoring our event, or buying a six sum or a four sum. We have a lot of different packages available,
Mhm.
but all those sponsorship funds not only support our mission and those folks who are going through cancer treatment. It's a great opportunity to get your name out there as a business that you stand in
Yeah.
solidarity with our community members who are impacted by cancer. Unfortunately, everyone knows somebody who's been impacted by cancer personally, or you think about your family, your friends, your coworkers, your neighbors. So this is another means of saying that we also stand and support you. Um, so as I mentioned, there's a variety of different sponsorship packages available, but really just the awareness of this. We're doing this event. It's a fun event, and it's a great way to get involved in the community.
Yeah, it does touch everybody. I mean, touched me.
Mhm.
I lost my father to angiosarcoma, which was blood cancer. So, yes, it's vastly important that we get out there and we support these people that as we continue to make medical advances and continue on in the fight against cancer, this is helping people today. And I think that is key. The research needs to be there for what's coming tomorrow, but we still need to take care of people today. And that's what this organization is doing. And that's why I really was glad when I found out that you would come in and we could sit down and talk a little bit about this, because you guys are doing great work. And I'm thrilled that we can help spread the word a little bit more about that, because I know that for those you've helped in the area, they know, but I don't know that it's a really widespread knowledge yet. But we're going to do our little part to see if we can't help with that.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, the main takeaway here is just raise awareness that,
Yeah.
our resources available in the community, and working in tandem with the oncologists, with the hematologists, with all the other support team, the nurses and social workers, and other community members who are supporting, like I said, their loved ones, their friends, their coworkers are impacted by cancer. So we're all in this together. We're trying to do our part. So, yeah, if folks want to support our event, like I said, it's
Is
on
there
March.
a website somewhere to
Yeah,
get
thank
signed
you
up?
for bringing that
Yeah.
up. Yeah, I was going to say our website, a little bit of a mouthful, but it's ncshopefoundation.org. So you go to our website, you can find out more about some of the opportunities and how to get involved in the event. And you can learn a little bit more about some of our other programs as well, and other opportunities.
Is there a deadline for signing up? I mean, I'm assuming you need to know who's coming.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah. No, it's a shortened timeline, unfortunately.
yeah.
So yeah, about mid-February would
Okay.
be great.
All right. So we
We
got a
could,
couple of weeks yet
yeah.
to get your team signed up and to be a part of this. And look, golf's pretty popular. We can't really be on the courses yet. So
Sure.
this is a great opportunity to kind of shake a little of the rust off
Mhm.
and get out there and play.
Yeah, and I should have mentioned it. In addition to the golf, we'll have food, we'll have drinks, there'll be prizes and raffle prizes. Really trying to make the event fun, because really this is a
Yeah.
celebration about hope. Um, really, people coming together, like I said, as a community to have some fun for a good cause.
All of that happening on March 1st. And that is at Top Golf. Is there a time that it starts?
Yeah, it's from 1 to 4 p.m.
Okay.
So
That's a
Sunday
Sunday.
after, yeah,
Sunday.
it's a
That's a Sunday.
Sunday
Yeah.
afternoon. So hopefully we're not in conflict with some other things going on.
Shouldn't
Yeah.
be. Football season's over.
Yeah. Yeah. As a Broncos fan, I packed it up. Hopefully I don't lose any viewers for saying that.
Oh,
But
but no, it's
yeah,
the Broncos had a good run.
yeah,
They had a great run this year.
yeah.
Came up just a bit short, but still, having lived for a time in Denver, I know just how passionate that fan
Hmm.
base is.
Yeah.
But ncshopefoundation.org
Yes,
is the
that's right.
website.
Yeah.
So go get signed up, learn more about this organization, and we look forward to hearing about the successful event.
All right. Sounds great. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here today.
You heard Dan talking about other organizations that NCS Hope Foundation works with, and one of those is the Jenny Edmondson Foundation that he talked about. Jenny Edmondson Foundation believes healthcare goes beyond hospital walls. Through its Caring for Our Communities initiative, the foundation helps high risk, low income, and underserved individuals access resources that remove barriers to better health and long term well being. And each year, the foundation also brings the community together through Dance to the Beat, a signature event that raises critical funds for uninsured and underinsured heart patients. Those funds help provide treatment, medication, rehabilitation, and life-saving support. Learn more, get involved, and support the mission at jehfoundation.org. For a salon that feels like home, come to Heather's Hair Hut in Underwood. With over 30 years of experience, Heather delivers expert haircuts for men, women, and children, as well as color, styling, and waxing services. This family-friendly salon opens 6 days a week with convenient evening hours, all in town with a beautiful country view. So, do you need a quick trim, a fresh new look? Heather's Hair Hut is the place to be. Heather's Hair Hut in Underwood, where experience meets comfort. And Pottawatomie County Roots, brought to you by Dave Lawrence, your Edward Jones financial advisor. Learn how he can help you reach your financial goals. Visit edwardjones.com for more. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Thank you so much to Dan Walsh for joining us today, and thank you for joining us this week. We made it to Friday. How about that? My name's Todd Studer. Have a great weekend.